The Mononoke. It's here.
Wait! Hold on!
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week, I checked out Mononoke the movie, and it's subtitled The Phantom in the Rain. And this 2024 film was directed by Kenji Nakamura and stars some of the voice actors, at least the English ones, because I did watch it in English, were Ashley Bensky, Abby Epsturu, and Crispin Freeman, among others, of course. So what is the story of this anime movie? Well, it follows these two girls as they join kind of the maid service for the Emperor. And for them to do that, they have to throw away their most cherished possession down this well in order for them to, forget their old identity and remake themselves new to serve the Emperor. So they are doing that. They're going through the process, struggling with their own identity and stuff like that. And it turns out that, the maid house that they have to live in is haunted by this Mononoke. So they hire this mysterious medicine seller who, promises that he knows what to do, and seemingly he does as well. So he is now, hired to fight the Mononoke. So he has to try to figure out the secrets of it and stuff like that, and the truths about other people to, confront the Mononoke and hopefully, rid it from the house. What will happen though? Well, for that, you gotta watch the movie and find out. All right, so let's discuss this movie. So what works with it? Well, with this one, I gotta say the coolest thing about this one was the art style. It is absolutely gorgeous to look at in a certain way. I'll talk about that later as well. But everything is just so colorful, and it is kind of like pastel colors, so it's not, super exaggerated. Everything kind of looks like it's the same kind of tone, but just the amount of what's on the screen is absolutely amazing. Every single wall in the whole house has a mural on it, and you go to different rooms and there's different murals, and the people making it have to put this up there. And so there's just so much stuff on screen all the time that I kind of enjoyed it. I was like, that's really cool idea. Like if you are in ancient Japan and they just have murals on all of the walls, like I think that would be so cool. Certainly going to Japan and seeing historical places, they don't have it on every walls, but seeing this one, of course, it's a stylistic interpretation, but that style is dripping with coolness. Like every single wall has a beautiful mural on it, and I absolutely loved it. Then also the characters themselves, like the medicine seller, his design, I just really liked that as well. And then the design of everybody else, and there's even this kind of thing where they have to not rebuild their identity. They're kind of brainwashed, to tell you the truth, but the way they kind of symbolize that is that they have these like swirly faces or hypnotized faces, and how that kind of works into it all kind of just works for the visuals of it. So the visuals, I would say, are absolutely amazing in this one, with a caveat. We'll talk about that caveat in a moment, but yeah, the visuals certainly impressed me. I also enjoyed kind of the greater vibe that they're getting through this story with this one. I don't know, at points it kind of reminded me of like Vampire Hunter D, where they hire this medicine seller to deal with this spirit. I know it's different in Vampire Hunter D, but also like the look of the guy I really enjoyed. Like he has vampire teeth and his hair is kind of long and flowing like Vampire Hunter D. So a lot of it just kind of, I don't know, had that vibe to it, where this was essentially kind of this vampiric style of story, but built in this beautifully colored world. And so it was really kind of interesting, just vibe to it. Then with all of not symbolism, but just the way that things are represented are just so cool as well. Like with, bad spirits and stuff, it's just, floating around, and the rain is, turning things different. It's really hard to explain without showing it. I'm sure I'm showing you clips all throughout this, video, but man, the visuals of it are just really cool. Even with the Mononoke and how it kind of all works out, it's very kind of Lovecraftian as well. Like you don't really know where this thing is coming from, how it's doing it, or anything like that. It's just doing it. It has this kind of overwhelming presence throughout the whole building as well, so kind of Lovecraftian-esque as well. So there's certainly things that go into it that just give you this fun vibe to go along with. And overall with this movie, it's a real trippy movie, to tell you the truth. Everything is just so fluid and interesting to look at, and and like just the colors and like everything kind of makes it feel like you're on drugs. Like if you are taking drugs to watch this one, you'll be blown away for sure. But it's really trippy visualizations and just a really weird and strange movie that way, but one that I certainly enjoyed. And I think that brings me to what doesn't work with this one. And this one is going to be, like that meme of the old man yells at cloud, because with this one, it is just so busy on screen, it kind of hurts my eyes. Like I said, I enjoyed everything I was seeing, but it's just, there's a little bit more to say about that. I did, put that caveat on it. And it's that every scene or every even like just cut has this underlaying kind of thing to it where I guess it's kind of like, the paper that they have for all their doors, but, it's stressed in certain locations. So it's like this stressed paper behind everything. And like the paper doesn't change with like the individual characters. It's just like the whole scene is just on this stressed paper. So there's all these stress marks behind everything and they don't move with the characters. And if it flips to a different, angle, it will change, but it's just so distracting. Like that was the biggest thing. Like I have better than 20/20 vision, so I actually have to like unfocus my eyes just not to see something. And if you're watching something where you're encouraged to not see something, like that's not a fun time. And so that just throughout the whole thing like really did kind of stress me out with it, like the stress paper. So watching it, even like 20 minutes in, I was like, all right, I just have to like unfocus my eyes, just look at the pictures, right, not the underlying stresses of everything. And then 20 minutes later my eyes just start focusing in on it. I'm like, no, stop it. I had to like physically like stop myself from seeing part of what's in front of me. And that was an issue. Like that was a struggle throughout the whole thing. So it's like I said, man yells at cloud. This is man yells at cartoon anime, right? So it was just so distracting that I really did bring it down and did affect my enjoyment level, certainly. Other than that, I thought there were kind of some story beats or story points where I was like, that's not what you should do. Like, that's not the problem. This is the problem over here. It's like clear to the audience that's the problem, but never kind of clear to the characters. And so there is this kind of undertone that the characters are just, doing what they do just to move the story in a certain direction. And so, yeah, that is kind of it. It kind of mixes, I would say, kind of the real world with the, supernatural elements and how they don't quite overlap, and you're just like, oh, this is kind of frustrating. So yeah, there's certainly some story elements. They're not big story elements. They're kind of minor, to tell you the truth, but they are in there. As for a recommendation, well, if you're an anime fan, yeah, sure, check it out. It's pretty good. It's just that stress paper that you have to look past, right? Even though it's on every screen right in front of your face. So it has its own issues, let's say that. And as for a rating, well, I'm going to give this rating of 6. I did think it was kind of better than average, certainly with the animation, but that stress paper really does limit my, enthusiasm about this one. And so, yeah, I think an above average 6 works for this. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.